the area. There are no threats.
Thanks, Wags. Hey everybody, it's Mark here. Just wanted to pop in and do a quick little flight with the F-16C. Today is November 18th. It's actually the 19th because it's after midnight now. Anyways, there was just an update to DCS, a pretty major update, including some new stuff with the F-16. And so I thought it'd be a good time to revisit and kind of see how it's progressed since I did that other quick and dirty live stream, first impression. Yeah, so I guess also what I want to do just to make the video a little more useful is I'm going to walk through the startup in case anybody is kind of looking to learn how to do that. I'm not going to go through the official startup. I'm just going to do the kind of quick and dirty way that I've sort of figured out through playing, and then we'll go for a flight, and hopefully if we don't crash, we'll come in and do a landing. And yeah, we'll just kind of have some fun and have a chill little ride here in this awesome aircraft. So first thing to do with the startup, or what I like to do, is close the canopy just to keep the noise out. So the key binding for that was by default is Control C. So you just press and hold that until it closes and locks, and then you can click this little yellow handle here to lock it completely. Next, we want to get some power going. So down here behind the throttle, we've got the main power switch. So you're going to right click that. First it goes to battery, which gives us power to our systems. And right away we're going to jump to starting the engine. So we've got this start 1 and start 2 switch. I just hit left click this guy, hit our start 2. You can hear the engine start to spool up. When we watch this little gauge right here, our RPM, and what the switch we just clicked, it kind of releases a propellant that gets the engine going. Once we get to 20% RPM, we can use right shift and home, which kind of gets our throttle into the start position. You hear the engine spooling up even more now, and you can watch the RPMs will continue to increase as it kind of goes into this stage of the startup. Okay, we have engine start. Now once the engine is started, we can get off the battery power and get it right up to the main power here. So right click on the main power switch, Now you see right here on our threat display or warning panel, we have an Alexis light. And so we just got to go back here and on the let's see, the Flickus system. We just want to right click into test, let those lights illuminate, and then release. And you can see that's cleared the caution on the panel there. The other caution we have is the ejection seat arm. So we'll hit that. So I just kind of, as I'm starting up, I like to watch that panel just to kind of get some hints as to what's not working correctly, what I need to do in case I've forgotten steps. So next we'll go over onto the right console here. We want to turn on our mission computer, right click. Right here, this guy, MFD, our upfront controller. Map is not functional. Go to our GPS and data link. And then we also want to turn our INS to align, start the alignment process. So we right click twice to go to norm. And once we start taxiing or before takeoff, we're going to head it over to nav. I often forget that, so yeah, we'll see. I like to have a little bit of light on the consoles. It helps me see better, especially in VR. Okay, we also want to turn on our left hardpoint, which turns on, that gives power to the lightning pod. Our right hardpoint, sure. Or sorry, that's the lightning pod, beg your pardon. And radar. Just turn on all these switches, all four of these ones on the top. It's possible, pretty sure actually we don't need this one, so let's turn that off. Okay, and I'm also gonna get the laser warmed up. So turning on laser arm. Okay, next I like to have my helmet mounted display on. Put my chaff and flare to bypass so I can manually release as required. Get our taxi light on, left click on the taxi light. So, no master caution, no warning lights, so far so good. So next thing I want to do is tune my radio. We're at Vaziani, so happen to know the frequency for Vaziani Tower is, I believe it's 269, so we'll hit COM1 and type 26900, enter on the UFC here, and let's see if we can contact them. Vaziani, Colt 1-1, request taxi to runway.
Colt 1-1, Vaziani, clear to taxi to runway 31.
Colt 1-1, taxi runway 31. So we can see here it says our INS is ready. So we'll go ahead and flick that dial over to nav. We will turn on nose wheel steering. You can see right in here our nose wheel steering is turned on. Okay, and we can start our taxi. turn up our HUD. Oh, sorry, that's not that dial. It's the one that says sim. There we go. So like I said before, that was a super quick and dirty startup. It's definitely not the official procedure by the book by any stretch. That's just how I turn it on when I'm kind of in a hurry and want to get going. Obviously, probably a bunch of things I miss, mostly checks and testing, but there are probably systems that aren't turned on that need to be. One of those, in fact, I'll show you right now while we're taxiing here, is the radar warning receiver. So right here, the controls are here. The receiver or the display for it is up here. So we just look closely, we got a power button here. You'll hear that sweet little 80s video game tone to tell you your radar warning receiver is now on. And we're just about at the runway, so we'll contact the tower and request clearance. Graziani, Colt 1-1, ready for departure.
Colt 1-1. Graziani, you are cleared for takeoff and ready. Climb 300 at QFE 28.29.
Okay. So get up there and get lined up. And once I'm lined up, I like to turn off my nose wheel steering. So just get it right there. Nose wheel steering is off. And also flaps. There's a switch back here. So it is, let's see, alt flaps extend. Is that the one? Yep. Okay. And off we go. Pretty heavy crosswind here, so I'm having to apply some left rudder. Rotate. Those flaps up. Try to level off for 20,000 feet. Okay. So one of the coolest new things that's been added is the wing flex has been put into the model now. Just do some maneuvers here and see if we can kind of see that in action. Can really see it. It's actually surprising how much flex there is. Just kind of gives you that sensation that if you pull too hard, it's going to rip those wings right off. But very cool to see. It just makes the aircraft feel so much more alive to see it flexing and moving like that. Very cool. Let's pull a really hard one here and see how it goes. Yeah, there's kind of a limit to the flex. It doesn't go past a certain point, but it's still very cool. Eagle Dynamics released a video a few days back, maybe a week back even, and it's pretty impressive showing the wing flex. I feel like what's in here, for whatever reason, doesn't look exactly the same as what they showed in the video. To be fair, I don't know what it should look like. I'm not familiar enough with the flex on the aircraft, but I felt like the video they showed definitely looked a little bit more alive than what we have in the current build. But you know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe they're exactly the same, and for whatever reason, I'm just not flying the aircraft in a way that shows it off like that. But either way, I'm still really excited to have that in here. Just like I said, just really brings the aircraft to life when you're looking over your shoulder and you see it moving, bending and flexing according to how you're throwing it around. It's very cool. So overall, you know, the updates are coming. If you did see my original first impression video of the F-16, you probably heard me say that, you know, I don't get too caught up in the kind of the whole what they're providing, or kind of how maybe stripped down the release was, the initial release was. that kind of stuff. Like I expect that with these games, that it takes time to develop stuff. They want to get it out the door. Maybe it doesn't have all the features. I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's not as fun to play when it doesn't have everything. But so now, looking on a few months down the road, how much have they added? Well, it's quite a bit. It's still not there. It's still got a ways to go. But it's, you can kind of, every update seems to bring, a pretty good chunk of new stuff. And I definitely feel like there's progress in the right direction. Yeah, it's getting funner to fly each time. And, they're kind of laying out their plans for what's coming and in the future, being developed kind of in tandem with the Hornet. So I think a lot of stuff is going to come online fairly quickly here in the near future, or in the new year. So yeah, it's only getting better. So, kind of like I said last time in my previous video as well, like as far as purchasing it, like I mean, it's, as long as you get it, you're buying it knowing that you're buying something in early access. I don't see that that there's anything too disappointing or surprising here, and it's just going to get better with age. So you're going to have to wait either way, whether you wait without it or you wait with it. If you know it's a plane you're going to want to fly. For me, I feel like you could trust that they are going to deliver a good final product. Yes, it might take some time. Maybe it's going to take longer than you expect, but it is going to get there eventually. And so, I don't know, my mentality about it has always been, well, you can wait without it or you can wait with it, but either way, you're going to end up in the same spot at the end. So I enjoy having it to kind of monitor development, play around with it, and you can learn some systems while you're waiting for other stuff to come online. So that's kind of my take on it. I know other people don't see it that way. They get frustrated very easily by lack of updates or missing features. And yeah, I mean, if that's you, then yeah, maybe you want to stay away from this guy a bit longer. But it's definitely coming. Still, I gotta say, like, I went back and did some flying with the Hornet. I'm still working on some new tutorials for that aircraft, and it's so much more fleshed out. Even though it's still considered early access, I just still kind of feel like that aircraft is much funner. It has so much more depth than what the F-16 currently offers. So it's going to be really exciting once the F-16 does get there. But yeah, if you're looking for something more complete, I'd still highly recommend the Hornet. Really still enjoying that aircraft after quite a bit of time, quite a bit of learning, and there's still so much to learn. Like, so much stuff has come online in recent months with the Hornet, that I actually have a lot of catch up to do. Didn't put in a lot of hours over the summertime, so yeah, there's lots of new content to learn, new weaponry, targeting pod, the track while scan system. Lots of cool stuff going there. And so we also have, I'm pretty sure the track while scan is also available on the Viper. Some people were, I think, pretty upset because it came to the Viper first. I mean, I guess, yeah, I can kind of see why that would be frustrating, but at the same time, it came so quickly after for the Hornet. Now that is a really big deal? Not really, in my opinion anyways. But as you guys probably know by now with me, I am pretty chill about most things. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video, mostly actually just to let you guys know I'm still alive. I'm still working on stuff. It has been a long time since I've released any real content, which I know is kind of crappy, but there are plans. Stuff is on the way. Life is kind of getting in the way right now. I've got a kind of a pseudo, or how do you want to say, a promotion at work that's sort of on, you know, kind of just seeing how we're doing with that, but that's been pretty stressful and very time consuming. And stuff like that's just kind of keeping me from getting my my videos to the level that I want them at. So at the same time, I do want to put some stuff out. So sooner or later, I'm either gonna find the time to get it exactly how I want it, or I'm gonna get it good enough to put out at least. So yeah, thanks for being patient. Thanks for sticking with the channel. I mean, it's a ton of fun, and I wanna be doing regular updates, and that's kind of the a longer term goal that I have. But yeah, not quite there yet, but we'll get there. Vaziani, Colt 1-1 inbound.
Colt 1-1. Vaziani, fly heading 316, Fort 1, QFE 28.29, runway 31, to pattern altitude.
One of the things I really enjoy with the Viper right now is trying to land it. I don't know why, I just really struggle with this aircraft landing. One of the kind of the things to do with it is to, once you touch down with your main gear, you know, a lot of the pilots that are cooler than me can keep the nose in the air for an extended period of time and not drag the tail on the ground. Whenever I try to do that, it sort of usually ends in some sort of comical disaster. We'll see how we do this time.
Altitude. Altitude.
Vaziani? Vazani? Radio's not working. Colt 1-1. Request landing.
Colt 1-1. Vaziani, clear to land, runway 31, wind 262 at 4 meters per second.
Altitude.
Whoa.
Altitude.
So, yeah, it's probably a prime example of my crappy F-16 landings.
Colt
But-
1-1. Taxi to parking area.
But that's what we're here for, right? To learn, so... Yeah. A little embarrassing, but what do you do? We didn't crash. So you can see even on the ground there's a little bit of vibration in the wings, which again is really cool. That in particular is where I feel like what we have in this beta is differing from what they showed in the video. I feel like it was just a little more fluid in the video, but again, it might just be me imagining things. If you guys have noticed a difference too, you know, let me know in the comments. I'm not sure if I'm imagining it or not. We'll just park it here for now. Okay, well, that's kind of all I wanted to do for today. Pretty basic, pretty chill. Like I said, definitely have some higher quality, better videos coming your way. Specifically working on a TACAN tutorial to follow up on the ADF tutorial for the F-18C Hornet. And also have a couple small ideas for just some cinematic type videos. Those ones are going to be more like kind of dipping my toe in the water. There are some people that do some pretty incredible work with DCS, and not at that level just yet, but definitely, like I said, I have some ideas that I want to try. So look for a couple of short cinematic style videos to come in the not so distant future, probably in the new year. And yeah, we'll kind of go from there. Just kind of trying to get a rhythm as to not even so much a rhythm, but a feel of, you know, what people are looking for, and based on kind of the YouTube analytics and hits and stuff I've got on my tiny little modest little channel, it does seem like the tutorial, and especially tutorials on the smaller stuff, do seem to draw the most interest. So kind of going to keep aiming with that. But I do enjoy, like I really did enjoy doing the ADF tutorial. It was a little bit longer of a tutorial. Stuff like that I think is really fun to do, and what I love about it is I learn so much just trying to get the video together for you to watch, so that I don't look like an idiot giving too much incorrect information. Hopefully none, but trying my best, and in that process, just, yeah, like I said, learning so much. So TACAN videos next on that kind of on the list for that type of video. And yeah, we'll definitely, I think, branch into kind of weapon systems and targeting and stuff like that afterwards, once we've got the basic kind of flying systems down. Okay, so I'll sign off from here, and if you happen to tune in live, thanks very much. And if you're watching this not so live, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, and Let me know what you guys want to see, of course, and as always, let me know if I've made any mistakes or said anything incorrectly here. And yeah, so thanks again and take care.